Infinite Frontier Secret Files #1. We remember we had those Secret Files and Origin specials virtually every year, and then DC stopped doing it, and then they did Secret Files, but they never had Secret Files and Origins, and they retcon things. And they were just fun little data logs, so to speak, for us to get to know the characters again and refresh our minds and help explain new retcons that are done to them. Some good, some bad, and a lot of them usually involve Jeff Johns in some way, and Marv Wolfman on Infinite Crisis. But these secret files are part of the Infinite Frontier event. Now, I don't have a physical copy in my hands, however, they were released digitally in individual chapters in order to go ahead and, better monetize things. I waited till I got the Secret Files book. However, I'm waiting for that to come in the mail, so I have the copy files of the digital copies, and we start. These are 6 one-shots, 6 chapters in one big shot, essentially, all taken from the lead from Joshua Williamson, and the front cover shows Dark Side, and the Infinite Frontier cast dealing with basically being smushed. This artwork's by Brian Hitch, and if I had to guess, the colorist is Alex Sinclair. However, it is not Brian Hitch as, drawing all this and whatnot, so these are made by a bunch of artists. So, let's cut into this and get right into it. Director of Extra Normal Operations, Director Bones' office. Mildred, make sure nobody bothers me for the next 2-3 hours. Yes, Director Bones. Which one? Which one? Ah, yeah, you. Why does everyone have one of these guys? So, Director Bones activates his big cassette player, because people still do that. Also known as the Superman of Earth 23. His origins share many of the foundational elements found in several of our other incarnations. Doom Planet, Science Warrior Parents, and a rocket constructed of impossible materials. This one was also found by a kindly Earth couple who raised the alien on the concepts of truth and justice. What makes Calvin Ellis unique is his chosen method of protecting humanity, one seldom seen in other Superman variants. And what is this job? This one got himself elected the presidency of the United States. I vote for him. I believe Grant Morrison created this character. I could be wrong, and made him president. It was sort of like a joke, so to speak, regarding Obama. He looks like Obama, so that's the complaint. That's the thing people made. And Obama apparently joked about how he was Superman and whatnot. So Grant Morrison was like, let's do it. We cut to Earth 23, or 24. There was a Superman on Earth 24 who developed a technique to deactivate his enhanced hearing after his world's Alexander Luthor attacked him with a cerebral drill. Once again, I thank Rao that I met him. Oh yeah, this is Superman narrating. There are times when it's important for them to come to a solution on their own, but reading their lips tells me this strategy session needs a different approach. The alien armada is approaching Moon 3, like it did 27 days ago, and 27 days before that. The lunar cycle is clear and unmistakable, as is our obvious response. Those are the solutions directly in front of them. They can't see anything past their own fears. And so, like many of the problems plaguing the world every single second of the day, I must get drunk. Wait. This looks like a job for Superman! I appreciate the high spirits this problem has inspired, but I would prefer a solution that didn't once again involve the intervention of Superman. I'm growing uncomfortable with our over-reliance of his special gifts. This is a man with impossible, infinite enemies, responsibilities that extend well beyond our world's borders. What if he becomes lost in time? What if he's trapped at the world's end? What if Superman dies? What do you want us to do, Mr. President? Lower your voice, Jimmy, Mr. Vice President. Settle your fears. Work together. Courtney Calix, with me. The rest of you should return to your deliberations. I'll expect an answer and a credible response by EOD. Yes, sir, Mr. President. Was that why, sir? All of us seemed a bit caught up in the moment. The mother of intervention, Courtney. That's what we need to happen here. You are one of the few who know of justice incarnate and what we possibly face. You need to be ready if the worst were to happen. Well, I hope that doesn't, sir. I've grown fond of you, Mr. President. The world needs you. You have everything you need. You only need reminding them sometimes. James will guide them to the only answer, and they will remember that Superman doesn't always have to save the day. But he will, Mr. President, if we truly need him to, forever, for as long as that lasts. Come, Kellex. Hex, we have another busy day ahead. And to victory! Would you like me to find time, Mr. President? Perhaps today will be different. Yeah, Brainiac's attacking. 8:54 a.m. off schedule. Sir, Kellex, go for it. Please inform Machine Head I might be slightly late. There used to be an army of robotic duplicates of Calvin Ellis that could be used to help conceal my identity, to stand in for me when the multiverse problems outweigh the more domestic concerns here. And until Brainiac OS broke free, corrupted by an algorithm weaponized by his own future self. It very nearly started World War IV. Wait, where was it, World War III? What happened in the third one? Or is this the Family Guy logic where it's just so epic that it skipped the third one? I stopped it, but the code's still on the Shadow Web and it's persistent. And it doesn't have anything else but cause trouble. Tell Barry I'll be back for repairs a little later. Yes, Mr. President. 912, the House of Heroes, in the bleed. The central problem is time. The very concept of it permeates everything, determines everything. It simply takes time to hunt, and contain a rogue AI running loose on the web with everything else I have to do. So Machine Head of Earth A is helping me settle the obvious question. Whether there were more of it. 9:52, Smallville, Ellis Family Farm. I might be able to get out to my parents' farm and stay longer than a morning prayer. For row. 10:13, White House dining room. I'd be able to share more than a brief lunch with the Markovian ambassador, one of the staunchest allies, who I'm convincing to host a multiversity in the network Justice Incarnate needs to protect us all. 11:42 a.m. It would prevent things like this one incident from completely unraveling my day. Ha! You better stay down! Solid green is people! What do you think of these ears, Mr. President? And Superman immediately dresses up in hazmat gear. And punches him. That's what I think. What's next, Kellex? Then Superman goes in and saves the day again. I wouldn't know it until later on tonight, but this was the work of Brainiac OS. Again. It's never attacked twice in one day before. Great row. I'll have to find the time. Meanwhile, it gets to 1:27 p.m. Mr. President, did you delay your coming out to speak? Does this have anything to do with the rumors of what's happening in the orbit of Moon 3? Not at all. As you know, the Kryptonite's man's attack on the Pentagon and the runaway stealth bombers were unexpected distractions, and we're all just trying to catch up. 2:47. Man, that was a long meeting. Let cabinets know we had a multiversal breach, and I'm moving to investigate. Then we kept to 3:37, and Superman's falling from the sky. Superman! I'm fine, Kellex. You should see the other guy. Should I even ask about the clock? Your morning was unusually efficient, but you nearly put 50 minutes ahead of schedule. Unfortunately, the Kryptonite man began a domino effect that leaves you with only... No spoilers, friends. I'll tell you what I forgot already. 4:09 p.m. Superman is helping repair something. Superman, help! Superman, it's Ramses. I can't find him anywhere. Please help. Sorry, Superman. Sorry. No worries, man. We'll find your son and dog. Superman. Ramses' dog. Okay, good. Dogs love me. 4:43 p.m. and he already helped him. 5:12 p.m. We got Mr. President. We know exactly what to do. And he looks like Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, you know, it looks like a Samuel L. Jackson. Okay, let me rephrase that dialogue. We got Mr. Motherfucking President. We know exactly what the motherfucking do. Yeah, that sounds about right. Impressive work, everyone. Now get a good night's sleep. Back at it bright and early tomorrow morning. Don't get shy on me now, Courtney. Sorry, sir. I don't even know if I believed. And I just can just see some just healing bruising on your face, so I'm assuming you weren't able to find any extra time. 3 minutes, 52 seconds, 51 seconds, 50. Hey, sorry. Be nice, Killix. The keys turn any door anywhere into the portal that opens a dimensional space. Ace at the Black Martians dubbed the Margin, where sound and thought don't penetrate. It's space used to heal the trauma from the telepathic intrusion. The story of how I was given access to is lengthy, but nothing else works for me, so any day that I'm able to, which are few and far between, I take every bit of time that I've stolen and I simply get away. And for nearly 4 entire minutes, there is no Calvin Ellis. There is no Superman. Only nothing, stretching out forever. And after it's over comes the renewal. The version of myself that returns is always different. This Calvin Ellis is better than the one from its warning, and he's ready to do everything all over again, even if it's too much. Even if its work goes unmeasured, it's still the new Calvin Ellis is prepared again to never ever end. Thank Rao! So we cut to Moon 3, and that's it. Mildred, cancel everything on the books for today. Gonna be in here all day covering over the rest of Chase's reports. So yeah, apparently Calvin Ellis deletes himself and then makes a new one. Oh, that's just effing great. Roy Harper is the next chapter in this long spanning tale of epicness. And yeah, he's supposed to be dead, but he's not. But let's cut back to Calvin Ellis. So the artwork is but the story was pretty good. I did like the narration from Superman, Calvin Ellis. And yeah, they're Warner Bros. Is apparently going to reboot Superman and have him be the new Superman. Which, okay, I would be alright if that's just one of the multiple Earths. But considering Henry Cavill only had one Superman movie and what was supposed to be an cinematic universe, even though in reality Zack Snyder had like 5 films planned and not really 20 dozen of them. Yeah, or backup plans. Yeah, something tells me they really should have thought this part through. Like they should have just have Zack Snyder do his 5 movies, give it another 10 years, and then do the cinematic experiment when you have all your bets ready. Roy Harper is dead. Heroes in crisis, we got him again. Seeing red. Star City, many years ago, or at least he was. Damn it, he's been resurrected for the 80th time. Deathstroke then cuts the arrow of Roy Harper, aka Speedy in this past time. Pathetic. You go ahead. But it's only my time till you and your girlfriend go ahead and have a kid, and then that kid gets inexplicably killed in gratuitous fashion. And trying to understand who Roy Harper is means trying to piece together that many, often 10 times divergent titles he has held in his lifetime. Stay in control, Speedy! Hit him with a tracker arrow. And he fails. At various times, Roy has gone by codenames such as Speedy, Red Arrow, and Arsenal, working with the Justice League, the Teen Titans, the Outlaws, and, of course, partnering with Green Arrow. Though it is impossible, he doesn't even remember any of that now. Not after what he's been through. Gone. And to be very frank, Roy Harper has been through hell. It's fine. It won't get far. We'll just go back to who I missed. And he snaps the arrow. Roy! Hey, Roy, that's going to cost us our deposit. It's not your fault, Roy. Slay got the better of both of us today. Hey, you know, that Buddhist monk often practiced the art of archery. They use it like a form of meditation. The monks believe that the archery is about being in the moment and focusing on the target and nothing else, not allowing emotions to cloud their perceptions. If you allow your anger to control you, you will let people like Slade win. I missed Oliver. Meditating on my mistake isn't going to fix it. You need to be meditating on your goal, not your mistake. It's about changing your perspective. I'm the wise Oliver Queen. I'm the wise sage of life. By the way, I'm going to make a joke eventually in like 2 minutes. The pressing question concerning the debris of Roy Harper's previous life is, who is Roy Harper now? And we see Roy Harper getting beaten to bloody pulp in a bar somewhere in New Mexico. Where is his current state of mind? How much does he remember? And more importantly, who is he going to be? Oh, I'm pretty sure he's not going to be anything important. Like, he'll probably be one of the main characters of the big Infinite Frontier event. You on enough yet, boy? Get him, Bill! Kick his... I typically try to refrain from conjecture on these tapes, but given the unknowns and the possibilities involved with Roy Harper's sudden reappearance among the living, it feels irresponsible not to make a few assumptions. Like how it's going to be awkward when he reunites with the Titans and they go to Titan Academy and realize that it's named after him because he's supposedly dead. Wait. Come on, that's as hard as you can hit? What you say, punk? I asked if that's as hard as you can hit, because I didn't feel a thing. And he shoves him. You little, for example. Is it possible for Roy to become a hero again? Roy has crawled back to life more than once. He's suffered from addiction. He's watched friends and teammates die. He's even had closely associated closely with villains. Perhaps Roy, worst of all, Roy lost his only daughter at the hands of Lester Buntisky, aka the Electrocutioner. I'm pretty certain that's not who it was. He was along, was he calling himself Prometheus? Having to mourn the loss of a child. I can't even begin to imagine how Roy felt, or how he's feeling as he regains these memories now. So Roy gets his ass kicked throughout this entire narration. So, yeah. And then he gets tossed into a wall of champagne and alcohol. Here, let me help you. You should stop antagonizing him. Or maybe try to get a punch in there yourself. I'm fine. I can go. I can go anytime. Clearly, he will kill you, you know. Big Bill doesn't always know when to stop. Good. I'm counting on it. I'm gonna be arrogant with my anger. Looks like the show ain't over yet. The only show here is you acting like a clown. You must really like pain, boy. Hey, and Roy Harper's immediately strangled. But this time I don't plan on holding. And he gets hit by a bat. The hell do you think you're doing? Now, Bill, just stop. Don't make you what? Please? Bill? And he tries to strike down the woman because we have to go that route. Then Roy saves the day and grabs a hold of the bat. I'm sensing some real anger management issues, Big Bill. And believe me, I would know. And he kicks him. Here, I won't be needing this. I won't be needing my blunt instrument that I can use to beat the hell out of him. And I'm just going to use my fists. That's gotta be awkward. Hell and back certainly changes a man, but into what? Well, he lost his arm, got addicted to drugs again, then he got his daughter back in a massive event that really ultimately doesn't matter now, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he's complicated. I'm pretty sure he's in a good state where he was before the crisis. I'm not sure I have a good answer for that. I'm not sure Roy Harper has an answer for it either. And we see Roy Harper leaving after he beat the holy hell out of Big Bill. My concern is that Roy could go in multiple directions. Wait! All he has done, all he has seen, he could be a valuable asset. I wanted to say thank you, you know, for in there. Roy Harper can also be volatile. You saved me. Actually, I think you saved me. My hope is that he finds himself, that whatever path he leads him on away from his destructive tendencies. You remind me of someone. I hope that's a good thing. It is. She cared about me when she had no reason to. Like you. Yeah, I think she kind of looks like you actually, except without the claws and the Cheshireisms and whatnot. She was kind of a cat at times. She was calling herself Cheshire, and then we had a kid. Then we made out after she died, and that was uncomfortable. And then she cracked a joke over the fact I had no arm at the time. If he's unable to do so, I fear that he'll become more enemy than ally. As Roy Harper drives away, it is my belief that Roy Harper warrants further discussion, but. And then he stops, clicking it off. You always had a soft spot for the broken ones, Chase. But we don't need you to play therapist. No time for that. Not with the multiverse shtick. Oh, Chase is talking. Got it. I just like talking him Director Bones' type of voice. He's Jade and Obsidian is next. Yay! The characters who were removed from reality because Document had to go ahead and be curious. Yay! So the Roy Harper stuff was fun. I actually thought that was fun. Fun just to see Roy Harper again. But now let's cut to what honestly was one of my favorite secret file chapters. Roy Harper's other former friends ends of another lifetime ago, and Infinity Incorporated members, Jade and Obsidian. Oh, you two. I remember you two. A failed actress who died and came back to life, and a brother, a schizophrenic who once intended to cloak the world in darkness when went off his mids. Kids would be kids, I suppose. Those, but probably worth keeping an eye on, a weather eye on. Even if their father is the first Green Lantern. We cut to JSA HQ headquarters, Battery Park, New York, as Obsidian is hugging his father there for the reunion and for the coming out of the closet thing. While Jade is on the roof, we've saying this: I could fly so much higher. I could go so much faster. But I won't. Okay, Starheart, dance for me. I have a flame in the palm of my hand. It is the source of my power. I inherited it from my father, though he keeps his in a lantern. And then I died, and when I was reborn, as the whole universe was reborn, you feel different, Starheart. So very slightly, but different. Jenny Lynn? Oh, hey, Todd. How are you doing? What? With Dad's whole thing? Come on, he finally came out to us. It's amazing. I kind of meant with everything else. Hey, I'm Gray, of course. I'm back. I don't really know. I've been out of space dozens of times. I dated a Green Lantern, flown at supersonic speeds across the planet to tussle with dark gods. I trusted this to keep me safe for the entire time, to carry me through the sky, to let me breathe under the ocean. I never even considered much before that. I don't really know what it is, how it works. I also went ahead and became a Green Lantern for a time, but then we don't talk about that anymore, or during the 90s. And then I was doing this weird thing where I was dead and my father was contemplating about resurrecting me from an ancient god. Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird time. And then there was this naked blue guy with his dongle hanging out, going ahead and making us lose our memories and, rebooting reality. Well, it's like that's right. The magic of the universe forged into a weapon by the guardians of the universe as a force of right. Yeah, sure, but what if it stops working? What if it drops me? You've been through a lot, huh? We've all been through and there's a beep. Oh shoot. It's a warning beacon. I said and say something in case something returned to Earth. Like what? I don't remember. Everything feels different than it used to. Damn it. Is it giving you a location? Yeah, but it's like far away, like really far. And you don't want to fly so fast with the Starheart right now. It's cool. Come on, shortcut. And he conjures up his dark shadows. My brother is kind of a shouter. His powers are rooted in darkness. We weren't raised together. We were adopted by different parents. Mine were wonderful. Todd's were not. We found each other when I discovered the Starheart in my hands, and he discovered his connection to the Shadowlands. Dark nowhere, between everywhere. Our father waged a war against light against darkness, and Todd inherited the darkness. He was given this terrifying place in which every shadow feels like it's reaching for you. And Todd, I've got you. Out this way. I can sense it. Sorry about that. You strayed too close to a current of terror. There are places in here that you'll have to think awful things. It's fine. Wow. We cut to the canyons! Oh yeah, wow. Hey, do you hear that music? It's beautiful. Oh no, Todd, up there. Look. And the man's about to jump to his death. Yeah, that was quick. Come on! I can engage the Starheart, but if I aim it wrong, and it would only take a slight misjudgment, Todd has the power to touch a man between the eyes and show him the bottomless dread that exists deep in the human soul. He has never tested the limits of his powers for fear they may overcome his very soul, yet he still uses them. He walks that tightrope every day. Easy, pal. He caps the guy. Hey, easy, pal. I don't understand how. He's in some sort of trance. Can't you hear it? How the echoes fade. I've heard the end, so none of it matters. I've heard the final raindrop fall upon the dust. I've heard the music. It's the music. Well, be right back. It doesn't matter if you come back. I need my music. It doesn't take long for us to find who I feared we would. More humans? I have brought you to my apocalypse song. Let me sing to you how you will die, of how your galaxy will freeze in entropy. Yeah. And through my song, let me hasten that end, for I am Chroma. We know. We met you before. Last time you came to Earth, you promised not to return for 1,000,000 years. Oh, I apologize. You all look somewhat the same on this planet. I did not plan to return, but then the universe was remade. New vibrational frequencies, all aerial structures, which will all die in their own ways, all peter out in their unique echoes. I want to hear how everything dies on this planet with so many textures. And so I shall sing a song, sing it into oblivion. So she left for 1,000,000 years. DC time, it might as well have been 1,000,000 years. And she begins to sing. Chroma is basically a god. The apocalypse song could be the tip of their tongue, could tear mountains asunder and end all life on Earth. What? I raise Starheart, and I beg you will not fail me. I will unleash everything I have. Then my brother smiles a kind smile, and unleash his shout to envelop all. What is this place? Welcome to the Shadowlands. You said you wanted somewhere new, with new textures and frequencies to sing of? Well, I bet you've never been here before. No, I never have. It is grand and glorious. I must sing of it, and then I shall return to Earth and sing it into existence. Sure, minor question. How long do you think it will take you to sing of this place? My songs are not made to be measured in your linear hours. I suspect from your perspective, it shall take between 20 Earth minutes and 15,000,000 years. Right. I suppose we better let them get on with it then. So, 50,000,000 years. We'll never see her again. But what are we going to do? How do we stop them? There's nothing we can do. If Chroma wants to destroy the planet, they probably will. But odds are they're going to be singing in the shadows until the Earth is dust anyway. But what if it's not? What if it is 20 minutes or a week or 20 years? The music could stop any minute. You're right. But for now, listen. Oh, I can hear the song. Yeah, in the deepest corners of the Shadowland, far away that it can't hurt us. It's beautiful. All the nasty parts of life are waiting for us somewhere, Jenny Lynn. And there's always another shoe waiting to drop. But hey, until then, you might as well listen to the music. You might as well live. Let me go and find that mountaineer, and then I'll get us all home. No, I've got it. I got a flame in the palm of my hand. Perhaps it's a little different than it was. Perhaps one day it will let me down. But until then, watch me fly. Jalen smiles as we cut to credits. Next we cut to the totality. The other favorite issue of this event. So this is Secret Files number 4. So the artwork in the Jade and Obsidian story is actually basically continuing off of Infinite Frontier number 0 and has the same artist from what I saw. So that was some nice consistency we got from that. So issue 4 is the release. Chapter 4 is the totality, the new the think tank, so to speak, of you know of Martian Manhunter, Hawkgirl, Lex Luthor, Talia al Ghul, and Vandal Savage, and Mr. Terrific. So, Director Bones is immediately drinking his next consumption of alcohol, screaming at the top of his lungs, Mildred! Mildred! Billy, I need you to go into the back room, grab my emergency bottle, and send it right down here, right now, please. Yes, Director Bones. Bones, fine, I'll stop stalling, whatever. Where the hell is she with that bottle? I must consume more alcohol in my blood. This is unconfirmed, but we believe they call themselves the Totality. This highly unlikely partnership with so-called heroes and villains suggests their area of focus is expansive and very likely in direct conflict with the DEL's objectives. Damn it, Mildred, where are you? How dare you not give me my newest bottle of alcohol? I must have my consumption or I will go dry. I like more so. We don't know what they're doing. We don't even know what they want. We don't even know how many there are. We suspect that activities and memberships are being concealed from the mind of potential witnesses by the Martian Manhunter, who is the only confirmed member we've identified. Securing reliable intel or infiltrating the group simply might not be possible, Director. Then we cut to Martian Manhunter, chairman of the Totality of Earth Zero, saying curious. And then we see Martian Manhunter, chairman of the Totality of Earth 23. Yes, why curious? As we see both totalities battle it out in mortal combat. Yeah, that sounds about right. We were in the process of testing the early detection system we built to detect breaches in the fabric of space-time, so we created one intentionally at the exact same time we did, on the exact same day. And Martian Manhunter of Zero goes in and dodges the laser normally. Reality, it would seem, has a sense of humor. Perhaps. I suggest you call off your team and we deal with this accident more responsibly. Both of us want to protect the same thing, to protect our realities from harm. Something else to consider. Perhaps just as important as the test of our early warning systems, I believe you can see the idea in my mind, if I allow it. Interesting. There are people on your team who you do not trust, and you do, all of them, in their totality. I must do my puns. And Superman arrives. Protocol S now in effect. Full scramble to psychic safe rooms. And they disappear. This is impressive work, whoever you are. Here's the problem. I found with telepathic trapdoors. This illusion you're feeding in my brain works better on people without enhanced senses. Because if I want to, if I suspect someone is doing what you're doing, I can slow down my sensory perceptions. Isolate them one by one. You know that one that always gives you up? It's smell. So, no, I can't see you, but I can smell Martian precipitation in the air, and the oil stench from an unguardable gland that keeps the Thangonian's feathers healthy and flexible. My Lex Luthor uses the same aftershave yours does, so why don't we stop wasting each other's time? Who are you? What Earth are you from? We're from Superman, the 23rd. And Vandal Savage of Earth 23 attacks Superman Calvin Ellis of Earth 23. Yeah, that was quick. And they brawl. Then you should know better, Vandal. Oh, Cal? we can explain. We can explain this. Mostly because we almost broke time again in our own stupidity, like we're the Illuminati. But we don't have a Jonathan Hickman, so we're kind of safe for now. He is not to be harmed in any way, simply occupied until we have completed a patch for the dimensional breach. I can control my team, John. Can you control yours? Let us see. Then we cut to the psychic safe room, which is considered a gigantic library, chairs, and an Oreo cookie. Comic books, aren't they? That's funny, John. I've got that dimensional patch right here. Thought we all decided it was too dangerous to even attempt this otherwise. Yes, Michael, but we have another problem before sending the others back home to Earth 23. One of their totality replaced one of you during the skirmish, and the imposters in this room right now. Oh. So Luthor looks impassive. Mr. T, without his T makeup, just looks suspicious. Talia al Ghul looks suspicious. Hot Girl just says, "Well, if I was in the air the entire time, so that means it's one of you." And Vandal Savage is bored. That certainly is one possible theory, but I propose a simple test. Where each of you agreed to join this assemblage, you told me the precise reason why, and encoded your answers within my personal neural network, memory printing, and it's called. In the interest of transparency, I like to also project some of your responses to enough. I can't listen to any more of this nonsense. Perhaps Harker is inclined to simply believe everything you say, but Lex Luthor is not. I speak in the third person. It's all very simple. You have been replaced, Martian. And this game of yours is nothing more than that. Now release John Jones back to us, or I will set fire to your mind. Yeah, before you do that, Lex, it is a fair question, John. Given your abilities, it would be impossible for any of us to know we were being telepathically manipulated by your double out there. No, I cannot be telepathically manipulated. Vandal Savage grinned savagely. Not since the very early 20th century, I long ago developed a resistance, one so strong that I can barely access rooms like this. Consider yourselves fortunate that you are in the company of a man not easily swayed by psychic tricks. The detective has a technique for sensing telepathic manipulation, and because he's Batman and I fooled him and then conceived a child, and currently I feel nothing. It's only words being used to manipulate here. There's only one way for us to know for sure, Talia. Please, tell us why you are here. Because I believe this reality has already been manipulated according to the whims of others. My son, who I sacrificed everything for, chose to follow his father, a man so weak in his commitment that he cannot take a life, even with great cause. That's... Bitch! Wow, that is... Yeah, you might need to go to Earth Prime and, like, beat the hell out of Grant Morrison. He's the guy you're looking for. He's the one that came up with the idea. I do not accept Damien's rejection as the natural order. Oh, god damn it. That was the natural order. It's called Grant Morrison, which is the unnatural order, but it's pretty much the natural order for everyone else. I do not accept that such a thing was supposed to happen. Okay, you're really trying to push it, aren't you? So you joined this group because you're vindictive over Batman getting the victory over the ownership of her son. Okay. The world was changed somehow, and I intend to make sure it does not again, that it never again tears a mother from her son. Wow, that's stupid. Like, I thought Vandal Savage's reasoning was sad, but man, this is even sadder. She's trying to justify Grant Morrison and try and find reason and logic in his madness. Memory matched and confirmed. Who would like to go next? For the sake of argument, fine. I'm here because this man believes that he is smarter and more capable than me. If this group is to trust him in his innovations, you will all end up dead, and even you deserve better. Question for you, Mr. Holt. What is your consultation fee, eh? Because mine is $1 million per minute. I'm already rich. I got my advice from EA and Activision. And soon when they combine forces, I will be unstoppable. Memory confirmed, even though we really don't want to explain that. I'm here to make the multiverse play fair, and to stop Lex Luthor whenever he decides to be, well, Lex Luthor. Or, how dare you point out the fact that I am Lex Luthor? Vandal Savage explains his reasoning, which is actually the most understandable, but it's also sad. Life often bores me. I assumed this collective would not, but based on this experience, perhaps I was mistaken. These little stratagems are not worthy of my full participation. Carry on with them. Very well. Akko, do you remember what you told me? I remember telling you in private. It wasn't any of your damn business why I said yes. Only that I would protect all time and all space without hesitation because you asked me to do it. And for a time, that was more than enough. The real John Jones would remember that. Lex Luthor was right, and they all charged towards John Jones, while Luthor has to be smug about it. My dear, Lex Luthor is always right. And everything freezes as John Jones smiles. Very good. Right before I could be eviscerated, beaten down, and stabbed, and also maced. Despite your differences, you moved as one to protect your teammate, even those among you who seemed less inclined to do so. Thank you all. I guess there was never any imposter, so Lex Luthor was actually wrong, like always. Look here, Mr. Terrific. I still have not seen anything that justifies your ridiculous codename. And until I do, deep breaths, everyone. Let us see how quickly our counterparts are able to explain the situation to their Superman. And they beat the hell out of each other. As it happens, I have very little control over my Vandal Savage, and he and our Superman, they really do not like each other for some reason. Did you ease your concerns? For now, I'm sending a download of our entire encounter to your frontal lobe. Something inside may help you manage your Superman when the time comes. Received. I just sent you the full specs and parameters of our systems test for review. We'll have to adjust our devices to confirm that no other totalities are performing experiments at the same time or space, so we can attempt to avoid convergence. Yeah, because it might lead to something called a secret world where some guy goes ahead and kills the Beyonders, takes over, and becomes God King on a world that's about to fall apart, but that's a different matter. This is the way home for you and your team. It is also programmed to leave you in a different location than your Superman to avoid any more awkward moments. If you need help getting them back into the portal, it appears so. I suppose if everything goes right with our team, in our missions, from now on, we'll never see each other again. What are the chances of that? Excellent boy. Until the next time, all reality comes apart at the seams. Until next time. And Director Bones ends the issue off getting his drink as Earth 23 Vandal Savage beats the holy hell out of Superman of Calvin Ellis. So, that was a fun issue. Next issue, Director Bones. So Director Bones has a secret file. Let's rock. Oh, it's about the Boomerang. Captain Boomerang. Man is not truly one, but truly two. I don't care if you think it's not ready, Mildred. Or at least that's what Robert Louis Stevenson thought. Unlock L23 and I'll bring him towards Director Bones. I think he's an explosion and a crash. But Stevenson never met Director Bones. Bones isn't one man or two. He's more like 30. The Strange Tale of Dr. Jekyll and Hyde is supposed to be an allegory. Mildred, I'm going to call you back. Revealing that, yeah, it's a pissed off Captain Boomerang in his muscle form. We're all good. We're all meant to have good and evil within us. Some of us more of one than the other. 30 minutes ago, but Bones defies the arguments of good and evil, black and white, or even nature and nurture. What's the question again? And I asked if you remember being eaten alive, Boomerang. Getting eaten alive? Not really ringing a bell, bone bag. No recollection of turning into a radiation-infused monster being devoured by a mutant hyena? Say Dark Knight's death metal! Maybe my subconscious is suppressing the trauma, Doc. So, how about you let me go, and we've been out for this for an hour, George. But I think it's time we try something a little different. See, decisions were made for Bones before he was even born by the mad doctor who helped create him. A man with invisible skin and a nasty tobacco addiction. Bones has been a villain, he's been a maybe hero, he isn't the best word. Isn't the best word. But I think most of the time his moral compass steers him in the right direction, though the path he takes there might be considered unorthodox to say the least. See, I think you're lying. I think you're more than you're saying. And I think you're more dangerous than anyone else realizes. Dangerous? Dangerous how? Oh, you were filled with radiation that transformed your entire body, and I'm to believe you're just back to normal? Something happened to you in the multiverse, and I tend to find out exactly what. I'll tell you the truth, I don't remember it. But as far as I know, nothing happened at all. I just woke up in the desert where you poor people... Hey! You can't keep me in here, mate! Technically, George, you don't exist. So technically, we can do whatever we deem necessary. And he activates a button, unleashing toxic fumes into the chamber. Hey, what the hell is this? The mission of the DEO has always been one of protection from metahumans and from aliens. No, from the multiverse. We've rarely begun to understand the multiverse. As our the Australian starts to transform. I watch Bones, I work beside him, I've seen him both sinner and the misguided saint. I've heard of his conviction. He believes he's doing what's best, and sometimes the line has to be crossed for the greater good, or its effects on those you have been through it, and changed by it. The dark radiation that entered your bloodstream never left. This cell will hold you until... And he immediately punches it, and Director Bones just says... Fuck. And changed by it. Bones will cross those lines so others don't have to. So is Bones more man or monster? Well, Bones will probably want to answer that question one day when he's not being beaten by a massive swole Australian. For Bones, his time as a costume villain, aka Doctor Strange but a skeleton, turned hero, Bones Man turned bureaucrat, that I would be the catalog of reality itself. It's always been clear that costume vigilantism has limits, and even dangers to the civilian population. Even countering Batman. I can't help but wonder if this world is better off in the hands of someone neither good nor evil. It's spelled by the neutrals. Zap Brannigan will go to war if need be against them. Someone not afraid of their monster. That's not a good idea, George. And yeah, Captain Boomerang's not kidding. Cynic skin, buddy. I tried to warn you. And he tries to kill him. Please tell me you unlocked L-23, Mildred. Are you sure? L-23 hasn't been fully tested. If something were to happen, something is already happening. Captain Boomerang. He's throwing his bones at me, Mildred. Mildred, unlock the door. And Captain Boomerang runs in there as Director Bones gets out of the way. He's in! Initiate the protocol! Sir, this hasn't been tested. We don't know what will... I'm not asking. Start the protocol! I may be killed, but I will still go out swinging! We see now firsthand how dangerous the multiverse can really be. How many lives are jeopardized and ruined. But the good guys are unable or unwilling to do what's needed. Because what's needed involves the willingness to exist in those gray spaces between right and wrong. The willingness to meet our monsters. As Captain Boomerang is getting shocked and electrocuted and transformed back, It worked. What did you do? I just revealed your better half. Later, the only concern I have, of course, is whether or not Bones' own path with the multiverse will compromise his ability to deal with my past. What do you know that I don't, Chase? And finally, the Psycho Pirate. The artwork is meh for me, but it's pretty good. Now we cut to the epic finale, the Psycho Pirate. The DEO. Now you. You're the one who actually makes me nervous. Where in heaven, earth, or every grisly bit in between might you be in? He is in the space between spaces. And then Director Bones is stunned when he finds a white cassette tape. What the hell has happened to this? It looks like a cassette tape. It walks like a cassette tape. And he's immediately tortured by audio screeching. So he listens to massive death metal. Heavy. But where's all the lyrics? There's lyrics in it. I know people like to have that misconception about heavy death metal, but like, there is lyrics. There is a lonely man who travels. He goes from town to town. No, that isn't him. No one's ever seen the lonely man travel. It is as though the town came to him. If you wish to meet the lonely man, it is said you must keep your eyes peeled for a building that looks unnaturally flat. It may be a disused train station. For some, it's a house and office block. What the place it is doesn't matter. What you are looking for is the fact that it gives the appearance of being entirely two-dimensional. It looks as though nothing is behind it, but something is. The lonely man is. It's really you, isn't it? The Psycho Pirate. I saw the building, but I didn't dare hope it could really... Oh my goodness. That's it, isn't it? The mask. What have you heard? I have heard that if someone puts on the mask and answers your 3 questions, you will grant them a share in your limitless power. No power is limitless. Well, no, but you have power over the entire human emotional spectrum. That's the only power that really matters, isn't it? Perhaps. Have you heard what happens to those who answer my questions wrongly? I know they aren't seen again. The masks have no straps, but it feels as though it were molded not for his face. The gold has the smell, traces of emotion clogged his nostrils. Sweet joy, sweet fear, sweet boredom, and apprehension, and apologetic rage. My first question, then. What can we know? Oh, I like that question. I think about that sort of thing a lot. I think about how our light only exists because we have eyes, and it is only useful if we have lungs to translate it into breath. Without those tools, we wouldn't know either existed. We are shackled to the limitations of our human form. So that's my answer, I suppose. We can only ever know what our senses are willing to tell us. Psycho Pirate remains silent, then smiles. That is a good answer. They say you've seen the very limits of that you've come closer than anyone seen beyond reality itself. There was a crisis. Long ago, I became unstuck from the universe. You've done your research. Is that one of your questions? A statement, an observation. Then yes, I have. I know you are Roger Hayden, and that you were a repentant gangster, and that you found this mask that made you something more. And then you appeared in this big crisis event, but didn't really do anything. The CW hyped you up for no reason. I know that, despite that, you have never fulfilled the potential of your powers. I could help you with that, you know. I know I can. I have ideas. We shall see. Second question. You have said what we might know, but what is real? Only our emotions are real. The rest of life could be false, designed by someone else. The entire world around us could be delusion and illusion. But if you're bored, you're really bored. If you're enraged, you're really enraged. The source of these emotions could be false, but not the emotions themselves. We are not their masters. We are entirely made of them. That, too, is a good answer. Most would not have been able to give it. I did not think that way until after I put on the mask you now wear. You can't imagine how long I've been searching for a like-minded soul. All just like you. That's why you do this, right? Searching for someone like you, so you don't feel so alone in this sham of a universe. My third question. Who are you? I am a man. I am a man! Born and raised in the middle of nowhere. Now I'm a fry cook at a diner in the middle of nowhere. But I could be so much more. I serve every day, and aging locals who truckers who pass through. Those are people only you'll ever see in this dead town. They'll never come back to life. As though their tiny existences have meaning, as though they won't be forgotten if the instant that dies. I see you as you do, behind the curtain of trivial crap that they all think constitutes the world. I want to join you and do things that will affect the whole universe. What a shame. What? You do not see as I do. You posture. You think you were born and raised. You were not born and raised. None of us were. This universe is a mere months old. It has been remade again. You are the same as the rest of them, trapped within the pale gutters. The pale? The pale gutters! I will tear the fourth wall! Revealing that he's in a white void. Oh my god, where are we? Now you see what is behind it all. The flimsy white fabric each universe is built on. They are built here and then destroyed, forgotten, and built again. Do you feel now how every action is worthless? Do you feel how the Medusa mask amplifies that terror? And he feels terror on his face. Have you ever been afraid in all your life? Did you know that it's possible to be scared to death? And the man dies and drops the mask. And the lonely man retrieves the Medusa mask for a sigh. For he is the man unmooned from the reincarnations of the universe, who remembers every iteration of reality, every crisis, every flashpoint, every death metal. He watches them from the outside. Who is that? Who is speaking? Who has found their way here, outside of everything? It is as though you do not listen to your own questions, psycho-pirate. What are you talking about? Oh my god. Am I talking to Grant Morrison? I finally found someone who understands me. You really think you're outside of everything? That there is nothing beyond your enlightened perspective? And when we cut out to seeing a tiny dot expand out to see dark side is. Welcome to Earth Omega, Psycho Pirate. You, outside of all of it, there you were. At the end of all things, there is despair. At the end of all things, there is the anti-life equation. At the end of all things, there is dark side. Would you like me to remake you, Psycho Pirate, so that you might not be alone, that others might join you in despair? Yes, then it is done. And Psycho Pirate convulses and explodes. And Director Bones then goes ahead and smashes the cassette tape. As he screams in pain. No. Ow! 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 No! Absolutely not! Oh, how I hate you, Psycho Pirate, so very, very much. There's quite enough sharing is caring. Time to bring in Chase and get her to work. This world isn't gonna save itself. The mysteries continue in the infinite frontier. And that's the end. All 6 chapters. So that was a fun event, wasn't it? We get philosophical talk, we get some adventure, we get Warrior Harper getting angry all the time, we get totality discussions and more of how they work and how the heroes and villains of the group operate. We see more character development for Jade. Yeah! Overall, this was a fun Secret Files book. I really enjoyed it, honestly. It was fun, it was exciting, you got more of the characters, you got the philosophical question of Psycho Pilot trying to find the one of his true life. And we see that that Captain Boomerang thing is now Australian but huge. And Darkseid's looking to restart Final Crisis, even though he should remember that he failed that, so Yeah, he should probably talk about that. So, yeah, fun issues all around in this epic saga. We'll be seeing you all again next time. This was Neo Reality Entertainment Pop Culture Omniversa presents DC Comics' Infinite Frontier Secret Files #1. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my content in the description below. D2 for more. See you all next time. Peace and take care, everyone, and have a good day.